Well, hello there. Happy Friday. Welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, come and join us in our live chats. It is a 90 Day Fiancé doubleheader today. First up on the docket is Love in Paradise, Season 4, Episode 6, Sightseeing the Truth. What'd you think about this episode, Jamal?
I don't. This show is just getting on what's left of my nerve because I only care
What?
about one couple. But everyone else is trash. Like literally.
Oh no, it's that bad. And this used to be like our fallback, our favorite.
They just did such a bad job casting. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Like this is a bad. It's just a outside of the one couple. This is just a bad cast, and there's no getting around that point either. There really is not because when you go, and I say that because I'm not sure if you remember. Okay, we had the scene with Aaliyah, right? You take that scene with Aaliyah, and then it cuts to Alex and Adriano, and there's such a stark difference that you could see the difference there. You could see like like one's a real couple and one is ridiculous. And
Well, I think they put their best producer on the Aaliyah Shawn
I hate you.
storyline because of the sensitivity that was needed. Because they fucked up so bad with Cleo.
True. Would you also think that this is gonna be bad to say, but do you think that maybe Aaliyah and Shawn weren't supposed to be a part of this season? And it was like, oh damn, these other people are just trash. There's no one to root for. We have to put them in with this season because they don't seem to go with the other three couples. Like the other three are just trash and not believable. I'm with that. I'm with that. But when you throw in Shawn and Aaliyah, it's like, oh no.
No, here's what I think. I think they've gone to a strategy where there has to be at least one couple that is tolerable to keep people watching. Because haven't Shawn and Aaliyah been on every episode so far?
Pretty much.
Yeah. They know that the rest is trash. So they need like I think they're hearing people saying, remember when this show first started and it was like really loving, not all loving couples, but it was more couples who were really in a relationship, and then it evolved into the dumpster fire that it is. I think that they're continuing their dumpster fire, but they're teasing us by giving us one like semi-decent couple.
Gotcha.
Because look at Happily Ever After. I know that Lauren and Alexi was like a last minute put in because of what happened with Angela and Michael, but they're the actual only real couple on that show, and it's probably saving them, even though Lauren is aggravating.
I like Lauren.
No, I like Lauren too, but nobody wants to see her looking like a granny recuperating from major surgery and her mom picking on her.
True.
Nobody
I
wants
can go with that.
Yeah.
That's not entertaining.
How that is playing out is more along the lines of 90 Day Fiancé, like Where Are They Now, or like their little update specials that are like a half hour or an hour. Remember Natalie had one when the Ukrainian war first started and we were all wondering about her mom, and they did one for her. Like those little updates, that's how Lauren's storyline feels to me. It should not be on Happily Ever After. They're beyond that.
Right.
But sometimes you got to take, a pinch hit for the team. Who are we going to talk about first?
Let's get Alex and Adriano out the way.
Can I tell you that their segment was beyond dumb for me? Again, I've aged out of this foolishness.
Okay, let's talk about this. This is going to be real quick, y'all. And a warning for the people in the back, warning for the Alex fans. I don't give a damn about her now. Why? Why? What really upset me is because she upset me a couple times. This is the main point. So you're going to meet this man's mother. First time, blah blah blah, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're still to me, you're still random vacation piece because y'all haven't been really together like that. But you go in looking to manipulate this woman because she said she was going in on the religion hype. She's like, well, she's Catholic. He's not a believer. My hope is to connect to her about religion to see why, blah, 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 blah. So you went in, thought you were going to use religion to manipulate this woman into siding with you against her son. And then you get mad and say, like, oh, I want to leave because I thought they're all ganging up on me. No, you're mad because she didn't take your side against her son. That's what it is. And
Mm-hmm.
people would be mad about it, but that's the way it looks to me. That's the way it played out. How are you gonna get mad about at this woman for not going to get her son when you're some random to her? Like, what? No, 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 no. I don't like people using religion as manipulation. That's a no go for me.
Here's what my problem with that whole scene was. This was supposed to be her first time meeting his mom, right?
Warning everybody, they're about to shoot a hole right through this couple's alleged storyline. Go ahead, Debbie.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I just thought she was hella rude bringing up religion on a first meeting. Like, okay, so she started off the evening really well. They brought over the food. She and the mom were in the kitchen using their translator apps, cooking. She was learning the recipe, which happened to be a favorite. It actually turned out really well when they sat down and ate one piece and no more. Um, but then she brought up religion, and based on how I've been raised and my professional training, you don't go to touchy subjects the first time you're meeting someone. You ask for recipes, you ask about the wine, you compliment her home and say that it is a warm, inviting place. You tell her that her son is so handsome and you can see where he gets his best features from. Um, you might hint to see if he's ever brought home any other girls, but that's only if the night is going really well. Like, you don't do religion, politics, hot topics of the day. Like,
Money,
right? Like, you talk about
but
the bouquet of flowers that you brought her, which she didn't. She didn't bring it, but I would have bought a bouquet of flowers.
but Debbie, again, if she went in, I agree with you, but she went in planning to use religion as manipulation.
Mhm. But she only did that because she knew his mom was a Catholic. That's a Catholic
Right,
based country. And she
exactly.
thought that she was going to do that. But Boo Boo Kitty, your man, and oh God, I think she called him an atheist. And before he said he was agnostic or something like that. So
Something like
she's
that.
even demoted him. So how you gonna call this woman's son an atheist to her face? And she a whole on Roman Catholic. You someone should have sprinkled holy water on you so you could melt. I don't know. I just thought it was just no manners. It time, place, read the room.
Again, I 1,000% agree with you. But she went in with what she thought was a foolproof plan of using religion as manipulation against him.
Listen, he could be beating her and his mom is going to say, "Okay, but was it that bad?" This mom with this child, no, she's already come to terms that he's a slut.
Mm,
But that's
well,
her slut. That's her
right.
baby boy slut. And nobody's coming in there saying anything about her over her good food. Sorry.
It's the truth.
And I don't think it was right for the first meeting. I'll go back to that. Maybe
But
once you've known her for a year or something. And how long have they been dating? And this is only the first time that he's brought her to meet the parents. If you
but
want her to do threesomes, then you need to get her ingrained in your family.
but the thing is though, she was vacation piece though. So I mean, I'm just saying, like,
But she's been back before, like she after the vacation, she's been back.
fair.
And if you're asking a woman to fly from Texas all the way to Italy again after a vacation dip, that sounds like something. I don't know. I think I've aged out of this. Let's say hi to everybody. Hi Sunway. Hi Steven. Hi Ryan. Be safe in the car, Ryan. Let's see. What are dumpsters for but setting on fire? Child. Bring the incinerator. Hi Farmata. Lauren and Alexi have had their own spin-off series. It seems silly they're back with an ensemble cast. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Debbie, but that goes to your point though. It's like they're using Alex and Lauren and Alexi to save that cast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise,
They're
otherwise,
pinch hitters.
right.
Mm-hmm. Happy Friday. Let's see. Alex got crowned by his whole family. She thought his Catholic mama would side with her.
I
There's
don't
no
know where
guarantees in that. But is
I
that
don't
what she
understand.
thought?
But see, I don't understand how she would even think that. Like that's some really young thinking. Like really young thinking.
Well, I think she's like a rat in a corner. She's trying anything now. She's so desperate to hold on to this man, this relationship that really isn't a relationship, in my opinion, that she would do the unthinkable, go to his mom on the first meeting to talk about him being an atheist and mama being a Catholic.
That was just so not well thought out.
And something else that she said that was so weird to me that I agreed with the mother on. She was like, "You need religion to help you learn how to love." No, you don't.
Right.
No, you don't. And I agreed with the mom on that. Like, either you know how to love or you don't. Either you damaged
Right.
or you ain't. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But whatever. Whatever. Hopeful traveler, welcome.
But see,
Her MO.
yeah,
What?
I was gonna say real quick that she and then like okay, so then to finish them off, then they get into she wants to leave. They get in the car. They're talking, and the whole see it goes from religion to then back to the threesomes. Like you said, she's grasping at straws. I'm like, are you trying to save this relationship or are you trying to destroy it? Because I actually agreed with Adriano. Like he's like, is this going to be a thing? Like what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're bringing up every single issue you have.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about you're trying to save this relationship. And he has an excellent point. He's like, look, I accept everything about you, but you're trying to change me. I'm like, well,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't
And
lying, sir.
that question that he asked her, why are you so scared of a future with me? I mean, she's a therapist. She needs to examine herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what she's scared of is that she's not enough. And Hopeful Traveler has a great comment here. Her MO is finding people to side with her to gang up on Adriano, like she did with her friend, her cousin Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Hi, failed foster dog mom. Um, Not bad theory. Moms do that. Oh, okay. Okay. Alex equal desperate, educated fool. Point, period, point blank. Oh my God. It's kind of, yeah, it is true. It is true. Hey, Black Lavender, it's time to let that relationship go because he's gonna forever want threesomes. Yeah, it's just his zhuzh until
Right.
he wants the full on orgy.
He's telling her so.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Mm-hmm.
telling her exactly that. And he's trying to remain respectful. And she just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. I'm like, ma'am, if you're working that hard for this relationship so far, it's not a relationship. It's not working. It's not going to work. Like, I go back to this. You have to, as a couple, if you're going to move forward in life and call yourself getting married, you have to agree on religion, children, and money. Like, if one of those three is not working, dump the relationship. It's not going to work for you. And she's making it so adamant. And basically, she said her life was a whole mess before she found God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he's like, well, I don't believe that. I don't believe that to be the case. I believe it was just you finally getting. He's basically he told her it just took you time to get your life together and figure it out.
I agreed with him.
And I was like, fair point. And she was getting
Mm-hmm.
mad. I'm like, how are you getting mad at this man who told you from the beginning that he's not a quote unquote believer? Like,
Mm-hmm.
he told you this. This is not anything surprising here. And you're trying to, she keeps trying to, like she's getting blindsided. I'm like, that's not the case. And don't do that. Again, don't use religion as a manipulation tactic.
See, the thing is, right? This was supposed to be a souvenir, a vacation souvenir. But this is what happens when you try to change a souvenir into something permanent. And quite honestly, I think he's been very upfront about who he is and what he is from the
Yes.
beginning. Like he hasn't changed from the vacation souvenir
Nope.
period till now, whereas she has changed all of the parameters. All of a sudden, she found Jesus when you was dicking down somebody on vacation that you didn't know.
I
Sure,
have a question
Jesus
for
wasn't
you.
like that.
I have a question for you. Do
Yeah.
you think she was all good with what he was as long as he was vacation peeing? Like it was all good. She had no issues because there was some sort of a they. I'm gonna say I think they had threesomes while they were on vacation. I'm gonna stand on that one, right? She was all good with that while he was vacation piece. But as soon as she started having quote unquote feelings, and he started having feelings, right? So in her mind, she's gonna have feelings for him, and he's going to adjust and conform. Now in his head, he's like, okay, she likes me, I like her. She with the party, like I said, great value, Ashley and Michael Darby. That's I'm gonna stick by that. He thought the parties were gonna keep going. She thought he was gonna settle down and leave that to the side now that he had her.
So you think that she slipped on vacation, but then got back home, found the Holy Ghost, and started thumping it and said, "Oh, I gotta redeem him like I redeemed myself to make it acceptable."
Yes.
How about if she had just kept her mouth shut about what she did on vacation and her family don't have to know that he's into threesomes?
Because they wouldn't know that he's into threesomes unless she told them.
Right. Childish.
Okay.
Hello, Michelle, my belle. Hi, Gwen. Welcome. I was actually on Adriano's side when he called out Alex's hypocrisy. Yes,
Agreed.
yes. I was totally team Adriano this time. Totally. Let's see. Black Lavender, not the bootleg Michael and Ashley
I
Darby.
stand by that. I stand by that. 'Cause, I mean, just if you put the parallels together, Michael thought he had him a good time girl for life, just she wanted to have children. Similar situation.
But he didn't negotiate children when they first started.
True.
But then you shouldn't have married somebody young enough to be your granddaughter and not expect her to have working ovaries.
Shut up. Not granddaughter.
That's why you just keep a hoe and not marry it and make it a wife. Michael Darby.
Maybe she made him some promises. I don't know. Just saying. I'm just
Promises, promises are always empty and meant to be broken.
I'll go with the empty part. The broken, not so much.
When you got a dynamic like the Darbys, oh hell yeah. I got a convenient memory.
I can't say not the convenient memory.
Pull it up in the documents. I didn't sign on that. And if you didn't record my verbal contract, it never happened.
Oh, I can see there. Can you pull up that receipt, please? No. Okay, thank you.
And don't bring me no napkin from the local diner neither. Cause
Right.
weren't they renegotiating their posting up on a
Yes.
napkin
Yes.
after he got caught at the MGM? Those were good times for Potomac.
It
Oh,
were. Michael was a show. He should have had a flute. He should have been center flute on some seasons, honestly.
look, Rodney's my friend. Respect side chick rules. Thank you. Couldn't have said it better myself. Vacation relationships are so different from real relationships. I'm almost caught up. Vacation, there's no such thing as vacation relationship. That is vacation, like slip in, slip out.
Okay, here's the thing about
That's not a
vacation rules.
relationship.
No, okay, vacation is like you only exist in this space. And when I say this space, this hotel, and this property, that's all. Outside of that, I don't know you.
You exist in the room that we're doing it in.
Shut up.
Because you don't have a key to my room. You most definitely don't know my real name.
Well, mm.
And I know the direct number to security on the house phone. Like, serious? First of all, we're not even going back to my hotel. Like, serious.
But
And if we do, you definitely not knowing my name.
what if we just happen to be in the same hotel though?
Well,
There
if
has to
you,
be
I don't know.
there has to be concessions. There has to be some concessions.
No, because you don't want to run the risk of that person being on the same plane as you, in the same country as you. You looking for local souvenirs.
Oh. Well, in Alex's defense, she found a local souvenir.
Correct, but her problem was she told him her real name. She probably said what room she was staying in. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all of those things that you're not supposed to do, stranger danger.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, she should have just did him in the bathroom at a restaurant and called it a day.
But she did say she made a mistake though.
What mistake?
That she was just hooking up with randoms in different countries. I was just like, oh well, yeah, you do this quite often.
She said she did that when she was in her 20s, but do you think she's still doing it and then going home
Yes.
and praying for redemption afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I
Anyhow,
don't know.
this episode was I was Team Adriano.
Hocation. Thank you, Rodney. Hocation.
Who next?
Oh, hi, avoiding eye contact. This will be counted towards my body count. Oh, this will not be counted to, yes, because when you leave said destination, um, it's like it never happened. Unless, of course, you bring home gonorrhea or something like that. But it should be as if it never happened. Okay, so who's next? We have Luke and Madeline. Did we get all four on? Yeah, we did. So who's next?
The next useless people that we don't care about. This was just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Madeline is just dumb, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how can I put this? How can I put this? Okay, Madeline's crying for a prenup, blah blah blah. She's like, I've shown you who I was for the past year. I'm like, okay, since you were 18. Hmm. Okay, and you think you've shown like you're trustworthy after a year, and you're still a teenager, right? You've been working so hard this past year, working so hard to misspell beauty for 20 customers per month, losing money, and him paying all the bills with no job. Okay, you've been working hard. And Luke, I was just like, he's crying. Here's the thing with Luke. You're crying about a wedding. Okay,
Hi,
that you can't afford it.
Tracy.
That you can't afford this wedding. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I, Luke, you're an idiot. Here's why. It seems like you proposed to her before you cashed out your 401k and spent all that money on those sunglasses.
He proposed to her before he realized that he was in dire financial straits.
Yeah, tomato, tomato. So yeah, like, huh? Like, no, no, you're sitting here arguing with a moody teenager. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
have to let that sink in. 19, yes, majority, but she's still a teenager. So them two. When I listen to them, I was like, can I just fast forward? Can I just scoot? I'm like, no, they might say something. Nope, they said nothing. And he's like, I have to protect my only asset, which kind of tells me, in my opinion, that that's just not his apartment. That he went in with some other people in that apartment. Because if he really trusted her with his assets, then he would have no problem not signing a prenup. I have a feeling that he's a co-owner
No,
with the
I'm gonna need you to look this up. What's the divorce law for wives? Do they automatically get 50% of everything in Colombia?
Okay.
Because I think I heard somebody say it on the show, but it was so quick. Um, because I think that's what she's banking on, especially a Colombian based asset. Because it might be harder for her to get US based assets.
Let's see.
And she knows that he's paid in full for that particular property. And I think she will claim that she's the one who takes care of it since she goes over and she does the cleanup between tourist visits. She manages the apartment for him.
Oh, oh. Okay, does Colombia have alimony? Orders for spousal maintenance are limited. Ooh. Colombian courts will only order payments to an innocent spouse. Uh-oh. That is one who has obtained a divorce decree as a result of the fault of his or her spouse. Oof. And payments will only be paid to a spouse who has no personal funds or property. Mm.
There you
Mm-mm.
go. She has nothing.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yikes. Oof.
So every if she could marry him without that document, she would be living pretty by walking out on him.
But no, no, she couldn't because he would have to be at fault or something. That's the crux of
Hello,
their
grandma
fault.
and auntie will come forward and say that he battered her and got her when she was a minor.
True. Okay.
They ready to to screw that in on him. They are ready. They've sized him up.
Mm-hmm.
So he's ripe for pickings. And honestly, she had the meltdown at the venue. She spent the night with grandma and auntie and came
Coming up,
back the
coming up
next
with a
day
plan.
with a new tactic.
Yes.
And then what killed me with Luke, which is why I feel that they always have these communication issues, he's like, let's just put a pin in this when I think you're ready to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
She's never going to be ready to talk about this. She's never going to be mature enough to understand what you're saying. And she's always going to default to the standard trope, you don't trust me.
Right.
In my opinion, if someone said that to me regarding a prenuptial agreement, I would say, please go and educate yourself. But then again, as a grown woman with assets,
Right.
when you don't have assets, that's the bullshit that you spout out of your mouth. So, nice try, Madeline. Luke, go and find somebody else.
Over
Let's
over
see.
20.
Tracy says, Aunt, you fail, little girl. I've been training you since you were 12, and you should be on your second, third marriage by now. You getting too old for these sloppy mistakes. And then smack her.
Mm-hmm.
Blame that on Luke when you go back tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Still evidence. Tracy, look. Madeline has proven herself over and over again for the past year. How do you get past spell check doing these things? Ryan says, they all say you don't trust me. That's what Manuel said to Ashley on Happily Ever. What Manuel said to Ashley on Happily Ever After. It's what Jasmine said to
To
Gino.
Gino.
They always say it, always, and it's just so dumb. And they let them get away with it on this show, which is beyond me. But they're putting a pin in it, and I guess they kiss, and she says that he needs to go to the barbershop to cut off what? Did he need a haircut? I didn't think so. The back of his hair was like super, super short. And it's still, I don't, never mind. These were the things I was looking at because I was so not interested in them. Okay, so anything else with them?
Mm-mm.
Let's go to the other doodle heads. Kyle and Annie.
Okay, this couple's. I don't care about this couple either. No, and I think I said this last week. It's because of Annie at this point. We know what Kyle is. Like we've established that. So we don't need to go in on Kyle. Annie, baby Kins. Yes, you too smart for this. You too
That's
smart
why
for this.
she's in on it. I don't care what nobody said. I think she's in on it. I don't know how weird talking at yoga with her friend and telling the friend everything except what the real problem is. Okay.
And that's because she knows Steph's gonna cuss her clean out. That's why. That's
And
why.
then you go back to Doodlehead, who's like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make her stop being mad at me and go down to the STD clinic and get tested and go and show her that although I've made a deposit in Australia that she accidentally found out about, I'm clean. So that should make her feel all better. But I'm still not going to tell her about the 2 other deposits that I made in Norway or UK before coming to see her because she doesn't need to know about that until she finds out about it.
Now, Kyle, now that's not what he said.
That's what he said. He
No.
thought that giving her an STD test, a screening or whatever was going to make up for everything.
No, what he said was that she did not know about Norway and UK, and that what he was going to do, he was going to go get the STD test and all them cute little test thingies, and then come back, show her the test, and then tell her about Miss Norway and Miss UK. That's what he said.
He's not going to do it though. He's not.
Debbie, what he's going to do and what he said. I'm going about what he said. What he said.
No. Hold on. He didn't tell her. So all I got down here is that he didn't tell her about the other 2 deposits.
No. Yeah, right. But then he said after that, he said, "What I'm going to do is," he's like, but this was a killing part. He said, I'm going after I get this STD test, I'm going to tell then I'm going to tell her about Miss Norway and Miss UK to show her some kind of honesty.
He says getting the STD test because he wants to show some honesty, just not all of it.
Right, but he does say he'll tell her about Miss Norway and Miss UK after the fact. I took note of that because I'm like, really?
He thinks the STD test will be a good buffer. He thinks that she'll react well because she'll see how responsible he is. And then I put down, why does he walk like that?
Yeah, because he's gonna tell you
he's not gonna tell her. That's to smooth over Australia.
Right.
He's ignoring Norway and UK.
We know he's lying, but he said that he was gonna tell her about Miss Norway and Miss UK. That's what. But
I don't remember that part. Anybody in the comments? We need our checkers.
But what you're saying is accurate. But what he said on the show, like his intent is to cover Miss Australia.
Tracy and Ryan, I'm gonna need the checkers. I'm gonna need the checkers.
Where's Lena at? We need her.
Oh yeah. But she's been missing a little bit lately. I think like real life is catching up.
Right.
I think she's busy with work. But we miss you, Lena. But Tracy and Ryan. Wait, Ryan, you might be driving. Tracy, it's all on you. What he said. Did he say that he was giving her the STD results to show some honesty before he lets her know about Norway and England? I don't think so. Hold on. Don't these people look into the laws first? Probably not. He's not when you're going looking for puss.
Right.
My beef jerky has arrived. Yum! I love Archer. Well, that's the brand that I eat. I believe Jamal is right. Sorry. Oh, really? I missed that part.
Because I
But
laughed.
he's just not going to do it.
Right,
He's just
because I
not.
laughed. I laughed. I'm like, so you think the
Because
STD test is going to cover for Miss Norway and Miss UK? Okay.
here's my thing, though. First of all, why she ain't asked for that from the jump, considering what his profession is or hobby? Sorry, hobby. Secondly, after I found out about your deposit in Australia, and then you randomly come up to me with this, I would not be happy. This would not pacify me at all, because then I'd be like, okay, so I guess we got to wait 6 months more for you to do the second screening. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey, Surf 2, welcome. I don't know. They are just annoying me. And it
But
seems like her friend Steph has no faith in her.
here's the thing though. I want to go back to Steph and Annie, because remember we've been saying, both of us have been saying that Annie has been calling this BS out, but she's still going along with it, which leads me to believe I'm kind of leaning to your side now that she's in on this, because when she was with Steph, she said if he says one, there's more. There's more. Steph said there's more than one. Annie's like, yeah, there's probably 3 or 4. I'm like, what? I got nothing else for you then. If you know this, I have nothing else for you.
That's why I think that she actually works for him as his scheduler.
No, I'm coming over to your side on this one, because what she's saying is the facts, and what she's thinking is actually what's happening, but she's still going along with this. So I'm going to have to side with you now on the fact that she's probably in on this for a check as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so sad. Like this, at this point, as long as they stay out of Barbados, I'm happy. But it's sad that this show has fallen so far in our esteem. Steven says, what is she doing there? I guess she's making sure that she dates unavailable men. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so nothing else for them. So last but not least is Aaliyah and Shawn. So this episode, we're getting like more backstory on Aaliyah. And we find out that Shawn is throwing her a 25th birthday party, doing it up really nice for her. So she takes a trip 2 hours away from where they're living to go and visit her mom, her little brother, and her mom's boyfriend. But it's just her mom that she visits this time. And we all know that Aaliyah's mom and dad split early on, and that's why Aaliyah was growing up with her grandma and grandpa. And so like she's had a disconnect with her mom, but it seems like they're getting back on track. And what is really good is that mom accepts the transition, right? So that's a bonus. And the mom said something like, I couldn't be there for Douglas when Douglas was little, but the least I can do is be there for Aaliyah now as she's transitioning. Somehow that came over to me as I'm being taken care of by Shawn too. So it's okay.
And this, to me, this also tells me like the mom has known. Okay.
Even though they spin it that she had never told her mother in the 3 years that she's been with Shawn, and the mother's like, you haven't said this to me before. Oh my God, she's feeling a little way, but no.
Tinfoil hat. Okay, so now I put the Debbie tinfoil hat on. Shawn, they've known each other for the whole time, because how she related to how she reacted to Shawn, and also she was very comfortable calling Aaliyah and calling her and using the correct pronouns. Most mothers like it takes them a while to get to that point, and she just came right through with all the correct pronouns, calling her daughter, saying Aaliyah, like she hasn't mentioned Douglas not one time. So yes, And yeah, Debbie, you're right. Sorry.
It's still a nice story, though.
It
It's still a nice
is.
story. You
But
can see where it was tweaked for production purposes,
correct.
but it's still a really beautiful reenactment.
But like you said, it's a reenactment.
Hmm.
So when the mom came, I'm like, oh, you're in this too. Awesome.
And I
'Cause
thought that when they got to the party, it was really nice how she welcomed her benefactor, Shawn.
mhm.
And then the her boyfriend was up there going, "Hey,"
Right.
I was like, "Okay." And the little brother, like, oh yeah, no, yeah,
Y'all seem real familiar.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
But can we talk about Aaliyah's weave though? The weave was on point.
You mean the share wig?
That's not a wig. It's a weave because they showed the top part of her
Nope,
hair.
she had on a skull cap.
I don't. It was that a skull cap?
Yeah. Yeah, after she
That
came
was
back
more.
from mom's house. But before Shawn left the apartment to go and check out the venue. Remember she was in the mirror and she had on like a stocking over her head and she was doing something with the side?
Was that the party? That was before the party.
That was
I'm talking
before
about
the
her.
party.
Okay, at the party, I'm looking at her hair. I'm like, that is damn good.
She was Cher circa 6970. He brought the good hair for her.
He did though. Cause I was looking all up in that head. I'm like, damn, the part is parting.
She spends all day, every day playing around with hair and makeup.
I'm not mad at it though, cause it looked it
Mhm.
good.
Hi, Susan. Welcome,
Susan.
welcome. Ryan says the mother did say she knew Douglas was different when he was a child. The mom always knows. Yeah, yeah, but that doesn't mean you accept it right away unless there's some incentive.
Right.
Reenactment. Yes, Tracy, I firmly believe I'm standing on this. It is a beautiful reenactment of what actually happened in their relationship several years ago. Wrapped up in work so late. No, no worries. She's been around her mom now for 5 years. I think she's used to Aaliyah by now. Okay.
But Aaliyah's only really been around for like what 8 months to a year.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Unless that's a lie too. Because
true.
that's my problems with their timeline. It the dates aren't really matching up. She's with a hairstylist. Her hair better be on point. And he was even adjusting her at the party. He was adjusting her and making sure that it was laying out right. Ow, I love it. Didn't like the wig. You didn't like it? She gave me share through and through. All she needed to do was like, oh. I know that was from Will and Grace, but I still liked it. I don't know. Wait, this relationship makes me sad. Aaliyah is getting happier and Shawn is losing his boyfriend. Just said that they aren't on the same page. Now, this is something that I mentioned. Thank you, Stephen. This is something that I mentioned to Jamal earlier. I think that they've come to a healthy compromise because remember, Aaliyah told what a friend name. I can't even remember the friend's name.
Jackie.
Jackie. There you go. That she is not going to do a full gender a gender affirmation surgery. She's not doing that. She just want like a BBL.
Right.
So
And some
the
boobies too to fill it out.
did she mention that because she only wanted her fat in her butt and hips?
I think what it is that she want. I think what she's doing is this is what she's doing. She's doing it the right way. She wants like her priority. Her priority
Mm-hmm.
is the BBL. So you get the BBL first. Let that
Mm-hmm.
settle. Then you go to the boob man so he can make sure your boob to butt ratio is appropriate. So that's she's doing it the right way in my opinion.
But that starts the gender change though. Like, and the
Well,
thing is that if she doesn't do the top, that's the part of Douglas that he's keeping, and that's the compromise.
but with the BBL though, I think with the BBL though, here's the thing: women, from my experience, are all about proportion. So
Mm-hmm.
if Aaliyah gets the BBL, then her proportions will be off, and then that makes Aaliyah more
But
noticeable.
she's already got the booty. She just want, I still feel if she lost some of that muscle in her legs and just tone them up, she would see the definition between her already apple bottom, and she would see a little bit more hips.
Well, true, but what in her head? I mean, we have to go by what's in her head, though. So in her head, this is what she wants. This is what she sees as
She wants to
perfection
get
to
away
her.
that little pooch that she has in her
That too.
belly. I would say get rid of that, but just like stop doing so many squats. No, do the squats for the booty, but whatever you're doing for your thighs, just cut down on that and just tone.
Right. But I'm saying, but this is what I'm saying. If she gets the BBL,
Mhm.
if she gets what she wants, that's going to throw her proportions off. Because right now, she really doesn't need the BBL. Like
She doesn't.
she would just need a few little boosicles to round her out, to proportion
I
her
don't
out.
even think she needs the boosicles because she's got really good pecs.
But she wants to be as feminine, and that's not to
She was
it might
looking
be.
hella feminine to me when she was twerking in that dress. I don't know. I don't know. But when the parents don't raise their kids, they probably feel guilty, so are more likely to be accepting to make up for lost time. And that is how I think
Aaliyah
her
sees it.
her
That's Aaliyah sees
mom.
it. Right.
No, the mom said it though.
Aaliyah said it. Aaliyah said, "I think my mom
She
has been so
reconfirmed
accepting."
it. She
Okay, yeah,
reconfirmed it, but the mom did say it. Like she was like, I wasn't there. She admitted she wasn't there.
right,
But she said it like in the fact like if this makes my child happy,
right.
and that I think that's what any good mother wants.
AKA, this keeps my bills being paid, not by
Well,
me.
the benefactor is also, in there. I was trying to be nice. Debbie, when keeping the compromise. Yes, yes, yes. That's exactly what I think it is. That is Douglas. That is Douglas, and he gets to keep Douglas. Yes, Aaliyah wants to transition the right way, slowly, more acceptance that way. I don't know. Well, then again, Brazil's kind of, I don't know.
Brazil's very open and free, so it's just I think with Aaliyah, she's doing one thing at a time.
Depending on the area that you're in.
True,
I
true,
think
true,
more
true.
the city center is a bit more open and free, but if you go to some of the rural areas,
Right, but that's any country though, for the most part, though.
mhm.
If you're being honest.
Right, but then you pile on the Catholic
Mm-hmm.
situation.
True.
But didn't the Pope just oh no, he apologized for a slur. Never mind. Never mind. I get that, Stephen, but I believe Shawn is fine. He's financing this whole thing. He knows what he's getting into.
Right.
Mm, yeah. Um, the comments in the show made me sad to hear that Shawn felt like he was losing his boyfriend, but like he's compromising to please his soulmate soul. I think that that's part of editing because you notice that he kept on saying it all the time. It was like on repeat, and that is something that it's a narrative that I think production wanted to push to give them like some sort of anxiety in their storyline. um but if you look at his actions throughout the show, he's always been there supporting Aaliyah. He
Right.
might be sitting in the confessional saying, I'm not, 100% on board with this and blah, 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 blah. But when she was burning that picture, whose hand was rubbing her back? Shawn's. When she wanted to go shopping, who is taking her shopping? Who brought back a whole suitcase of hair and outfits
Mm-hmm.
and jewelry for her? Who's engaging to doing the proposal to her with her favorite singer? You
Right.
can't tell me that he wasn't accepting of Aaliyah doing all of this. It just doesn't make sense. And he said that he worked with that woman, Anita, a year ago when he got that video.
Right. Right.
timeline doesn't add up, you know?
Because if he was with Anita like a year ago, and Aaliyah's only been transitioning for 8 months, that's another wrench in the timeline.
Yeah, it's just little things, little minor errors. And you could tell that this is production screwing with their story, but it is what it is. I still like them. They're the best thing that on this season. They
I'm
really
gonna
are.
say it like this: I really feel that they need to give Aaliyah and Shawn their own show and put some other losers to round it out. 'Cause I just don't like them in with the other dumpster fires.
Right, but then we wouldn't watch the show. We need them.
Well, no, I would just kind of go into the show watching for the train wreck. I'm fine with that. It's just I don't like three train wrecks in an actual good story.
Here's the thing though. I need somebody to like actually focus on, because the other ones, because I don't like them, I'm just like, why is he walking like that? What is he doing? I'm not listening to the actual story that they're telling me.
You know
I'm
what? It is?
looking at everything
I
else.
think if they gave me like another Lauren and Alexi, I could deal. I think this kind of story, to put it this kind of story in with these other messages, is like oof
Mm-hmm.
for me, for me. So okay,
How much you want to bet if 90 Day Fiance all of a sudden did a show with all real love stories, we would be like, that is such dog shit.
we would, we would.
um, what's this? I feel like Aaliyah looks pretty feminine the way she is, but I had a tomboy bill before kids.
True, she did, but
Mm-hmm.
with Brazil, is they're very about proportions, like
Mm-hmm.
very about proportions. So, but I agree with you.
Okay. Exactly what I was trying to say. Shawn is truly fine. I believe it's production, and that's okay. They'll be back on 90 something next. We're just getting started with
I
them.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see them going to the other way, like Gino and Jasmine, or whatever it is.
I wouldn't be surprised if um Aaliyah comes to the States because
Right.
her grandparents can't take it anymore and throw her out for her deviant ways.
Conveniently.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
the thing is though, I like how they're setting the table for that though. You want to know why? Because remember in the previews, she's like,
Uh-huh.
my concern is going to America and be financially dependent on Shawn. If that happens, I will lose my power. I'm like, okay, so you've already signed the contract for the next 90 days show.
Well, bitch, you
Okay,
already finally depend financially dependent on him. He's your benefactor. Daddy
but
Warbucks meet Annie. Annie meet Daddy Warbucks. Come on now.
but did you see how they worked that in, letting us know that they already signed for the next upcoming
Oh
season?
yeah. This is the
I'm like,
perfect storyline, and they didn't fuck it up too much.
right. But in fairness, they played their parts very well.
Yes. Well, like I said, these are really good actors reenacting their
Hmm.
actual story, their true story. They're reenacting it. And then I think production is going in and messing it up a little bit,
A
not
little bit.
remembering the real story.
And you know what it is? I think they're doing that because they need to do that to make the timeline match them going into the actual main 90 Day Fiance. I think they're laying the groundwork to make the timelines work for
Remind
that.
me who's Gabe and Isabel. Why do I feel I know that? I can't remember who they are. What fallout did they have? Gabe and Isabel. Who's Gabe and Isabel? Uh it would be, can you imagine the casting process? They seem like one of the realest couples. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is an actual reenactment of their real story.
Right.
It's just in editing, there's a few slip ups that are just getting on my nerves. Gabe and Isabel. Gabe and Isabel. Um, oh yes, the girl that transitioned to a boy from Florida with the underwear company that moved to, is it Colombia?
I think Ryan has it right here.
Yeah, no, Susan, yeah. Yes, but they broke up. That was a money grab. She waited for him to, didn't he move his company down there and she was basically running it? Oof, 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 oof. Yes, she stole his business.
Oh wow.
Yup. He had a great business. Okay, so you know that she was a female transitioning to a male. So if you stuff a sock down there and like you go in the pool, it might float out. And it seems like that had happened to him. So he created an underwear, a male underwear that had a slip-in bulge that mimicked
Mm-hmm.
a real piece. And you could wear it in the water, it wouldn't float out. That was a good business idea. Good business idea. And that bitch stole it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Yeah. Anywho, all right, y'all. So this is Love in Paradise, season 4, episode 6, Sightseeing the Truth. Thanks to all of those who joined our tribe. We really appreciate our new subscribers. Hope to see you in the chat and in our comments section. Give us a couple of minutes. We'll turn this bad boy around and come back to you with what y'all have been waiting for all week. 90 Day Fiancé, UK, episode 1, 2, and 3. This will be a mess. All right, Jamal, any final thoughts?
Nope, I'm going to go grab coffee and I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Awesome. See you guys in a few. Until next
All right,
time.
guys.
Bye.